Miss Danielle here, and I have a word for you. They won't be able to handle your success. It's time for us to block out anybody that's against us, any enemy, anything that is not aligning with what we truly want for our life. So look, the verse for today is Psalms 23:5. It says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." So my friend, the Most High God is going to prepare a table before you. He's going to allow things to come to pass that you never thought could come to pass. There's some things that you be thinking about that you think like, this is what I want. And you think like they can't happen, but they can. The Most High God is able. God is able. He is capable of all things. He can do anything in your life. So it's important that you begin to focus on the things that you truly want to happen for your life. Some of us, we get stuck in that role of playing the victim, and we live in victimhood, and it's time for you to let go of that. It's time for you to let go of your past. Like I said, anybody in your life that is not fully on board with the mission that you are on or the assignment that God has for you, it's time for you to block them. You got to block them out. You got to cut them off. You got to move ahead. And you can do this in a place of love. Like, everybody can't go with you. Everybody's not meant for the lifelong journey that God has for you. So it's time for you to cut them off. This verse also says that God will prepare the table before you in the presence of your enemies. Again, some people, they're not going to be able to handle the success that you're going to have. They're not going to be able to handle the blessings that God gives to you. They're going to be in awe. They're going to be in shock. They're going to not understand, how did you get this? How did you prevail? How did you succeed? How did God give this to you? They're not going to understand it. This verse also says, "You anoint my head with oil." So God is going to anoint you. He's going to give you the tools and the things that you need. He's going to set you up in places that you need to be in. He's going to bless you with the opportunities that you need. It's important that you handle these opportunities and, the doors that God opens for you with care. Some of us will get to the promised land, like we'll finally get the blessing, and we'll fumble the bag. Don't fumble any blessing that God gives to you, because it took a while for you to get it. So it also says in this verse, it says, "My cup overflows." So everything that God will do for you, it's going to be a lot. You might not even be able to handle it. That's why you have to have the right posture in your heart. You got to be praying over your heart in this season. Ask God to give you the heart that He wants you to have during this time. Because some of us, that's why things are not coming to pass like we want, as fast as we want, because our heart ain't right. Your heart got to be right so that God can bless you with the things that you desire, that you deserve, and that He wants you to ultimately have. If you are prideful or arrogant, or your heart is focused on worldly things, and you want God to bless you with the things that you want, He's not going to do it until your heart right. So work on your heart. Work on healing from your past. Work on, again, being a righteous man or woman before His eyes. Seek out God's approval on the things that you're doing in your life, not the world's. You got to get into the Word of God and understand, the things that He wants us to be doing. God has commandments about things. He has statutes and precepts, and you have to be living right. You really do. A lot of people, they're not living right, so that's why they aren't seeing any progress. So again, this video is titled, "They Won't Be Able to Handle Your Success." So if you have enemies in your life, or you have people that you've had to separate yourself from or cut off, or whatever it may be, it's important that you keep them in that space. Like, keep that separation, keep that barrier, because if you cut somebody off and God began to change your life, like He began to allow you to prosper and get better or whatever it is, don't allow that person back in. Keep them far away from you. And yes, we're called to love people, but again, everybody's not good for you. Everybody's not good for your life. If you think about David and Saul, Saul did not like David, and he sought to take his life. That was David's enemy. Like, if we have enemies, they gotta be your enemy. You can pray for your enemies. God can change the heart of your enemy. He can harden the heart of your enemy. Like, it's all in God's hands, so you have to leave it in God's hands. Like, everything is not up to you. So yeah, people are not going to like that. God is going to bless you with success. God is going to bless you to be able to prosper and have the things that you wanted for, or that you pray for, that you work for. People are not going to be able to handle that. So you have to pray for protection in this season as well. And like I said, the blessings that God has for you, they're going to overflow. It's going to be a lot, and you got to be able to handle those things properly. So your heart got to be in the right space as well during this time as well. And just know everything that God blesses you with, he can also take it away. So appreciate everything in your life. Be grateful and have courage in this season. Be brave, and again, stay focused. And happy Thursday. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.